Hello, welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squailia. Thanks for tuning in. This week, we got a big show. We got lots of guests. We have Pastor Daniel Spigelmyer of the Emanuel Lutheran Church. We're going to talk about Holy Week and Easter and the things that are going on at the Emanuel Lutheran Church on John Fitch Highway. Then we have members from the Fitchburg State University Visions, Co and Jeff. They're going to come on and tell us all about what's going on there. And finally, we have Noel Plouffe from the Thurston Consort talking about the upcoming concert. So make sure you stick around and watch the whole thing because we got lots of stuff to talk about going on in Fitchburg. So up first, Pastor Daniel from the Emanuel Lutheran Church on John Fitch Highway.
That's right.
Right up the road from Fitchburg State Athletic Fields and Wallace Civic Center. 1200 John Fitch Highway. 1200 John Fitch Highway. That's the address.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. So you said we're talking about Holy Week and what's going on at Emanuel. Actually, Holy Week is something that happens for Christians the world over, or at least Western Christians. Orthodox Christians are going to be doing it a tad bit later. So it begins with Palm Sunday on April 2nd this year.
April 2nd is Palm Sunday.
Yeah, so
and that's, you get a palm.
We get a palm. Everyone gets a palm, and we'll actually be blessing coats that we've been collecting throughout Lent for Fitchburg Street outreach. So the tradition holds that Jesus came into Jerusalem a week before his passion and crucifixion and resurrection. He came into Jerusalem triumphantly, riding on a donkey, and people waved palms and spread coats out on the street for him as he came. I like to say it's like they improvised a red carpet for him by putting their coats on the street. And so that's why we're collecting coats during the season, the 6 weeks of leading up to Easter we call Lent. And so throughout Lent we've been collecting coats for Fitchburg Street outreach, and those will be blessed on Palm Sunday. And Palm Sunday, the heart of the worship service, of course, is the palms that we have in celebration of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem, but also the reading of the Passion story. So that's the central part of that worship service on Palm Sunday, which begins Holy Week.
Is that where the Passion of the Christ comes from?
It is where that terminology comes from. So the Passion, Jesus' suffering, and all of his betrayal, and his suffering, and his crucifixion is recounted during the story of the Passion. So that's a central time it's the most important time of the church year for Christians. It's leading up to what we call the 3 holy days. Begins on Maundy Thursday, the 3 holy days do. Maundy Thursday, we remember the night in which Jesus instituted what's called the Last Supper, Holy Communion, the Eucharist, has many different names.
That's Monday after Palm Sunday.
Maundy Thursday. It's Maundy, Maundy, which comes, yes, exactly.
Oh, no, Monday.
Yes, exactly. Maundy Thursday. It comes from the Latin word mandatum, which means commandment, which Jesus also gave his disciples. He says, I give you a new commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. By this you'll know that people will know that you are my disciple, that you have love for one another. And he gives them that commandment on Maundy Thursday, the night that he shares this last meal with his disciples. And so then he goes out to the garden to pray after that on Thursday evening, where he's betrayed and he's taken into custody. And then, of course, we move into Good Friday, which is the day of his trial and so forth. So we remember that. And, of course, the crucifixion happens at that time as well. So we remember on Good Friday the day that Jesus actually died and was taken down from the cross and then laid in the tomb. And we keep Vigil on Saturday, on Holy Saturday, with the Easter Vigil. So we read many of the well-known stories from Scripture, beginning with creation, the story of Noah, and Moses from Egypt, delivering the people from Egypt. These stories are read during this worship service to remember all
on Saturday.
On Saturday, yes, and what's the central part of that service is remembering that, so Jesus has died, and this is a baptismal remembrance for us. That we believe that through baptism, we are united with Jesus in his death, but we're also united with Jesus in his resurrection. So the Holy Saturday has historically, throughout the ages, been a time when Christians have actually done baptisms, the night that Jesus passes from death to life.
Baptisms for babies?
Some Christians do baptism.
And adults.
The early church, they did adult baptism. The series, or the 6 weeks of Lent, was a time of instruction that led up to baptisms on Easter, the Easter Vigil on Saturday before Easter Sunday, historically. But babies are baptized at Easter Vigil as well in some places. We at Emanuel, we baptize babies. We believe that God's gift is for everyone, not just those who understand it, because who in fact actually fully understands what God's gift of love is. I say I'm still learning every day what that's all about.
People that say they know everything, I do question.
That's right, yeah. And Jesus was also challenged people that say they know everything. So Jesus also says, if you don't receive the kingdom of God like a little child, then you'll never receive it. So we should always have a childlike faith in that regard. Those are the 3 days, the great 3 days that actually form one service, we like to say, spread out over 3 days.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes. And so at Emanuel, everyone's welcome to come to any of our services, any and all of them. They tell a story from beginning to end, from his dinner or his Last Supper with his disciples, and the betrayal, of course, in the garden, and his crucifixion, and then when he's in the tomb, and then, of course, Sunday morning with the resurrection story. All of our services are open to everyone to participate in that. The Thursday service is a different time. It begins with a meal, actually. We have a meal.
Ooh, a meal.
Yeah, potluck meal. Everyone's welcome to come to that. That begins at 6. But then in the sanctuary, as you see here, we have the service continues in the sanctuary at 7 o'clock. And
so at 6 p.m. on Maundy Thursday,
yes,
is the meal.
Is the meal.
And then the 7 p.m. is the...
in the sanctuary portion.
Sanctuary
yes.
worship.
And then 7 o'clock on Friday is also sanctuary worship. Very solemn service on Friday. And then we have a 7 o'clock worship service on Saturday as well. And then on Sunday morning, big celebration.
Big Easter.
That's right.
Big Easter celebration.
A big Easter celebration. This is our first Easter with our new organ. Very excited about that too. I have to put a plug in for our new organ. Of course, you were at the dedication concert for that. We love our new organ. That will be at 10 a.m. on...
10 a.m. on Easter.
Yes,
and
April
Palm
9th.
Sunday is 10 a.m.?
And Palm Sunday, every Sunday is 10 a.m.
Every Sunday is 10 a.m.
Yes. And as I said, everyone's welcome to come and celebrate that with us. And Easter is quite the event because we're celebrating Jesus' resurrection from the dead. And
so there's going to be songs and organ and
songs,
singing.
Trumpets and choir.
Trumpets?
Trumpet, one trumpet. So
is there going to be the organ and that piano, or just the organ?
The piano will be there as well. I don't know that they'll be playing together. I haven't been left in on that yet.
Because that is really cool.
I know.
Like the dueling piano organ.
It was a really great concert. And you can look that up on the internet on our YouTube page if you want to, the recording of the concert.
Yeah.
But so this isn't something that's just happening at Emanuel, though.
Holy Week is all a Christian thing.
That's right. Yeah, many liturgical traditions, especially like Lutheran, we are Roman Catholic, Episcopalians. Many of these churches, not all of them, of course, but many observe these worship services.
But the Orthodox, like the Greek Orthodox, are a different time.
Yes, they use a different calendar. That's why they have, and I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's a couple of weeks probably later than us, whenever it will be. But they will have their Greek Orthodox, or their Orthodox Easter will be a bit later. So they use a different calendar than we do. But most of the Christians the world over will celebrate Christmas. Yes, they'll be celebrating Easter on April 9th this year. Palm Sunday on April 2nd. And that begins Holy Week, as I said, with Jesus' entry, or his triumphal entry, as we call it, into Jerusalem. And we remember that. And then it ends with his triumphant resurrection.
So if you want to be part of the whole Holy Week events, then you come on Palm Sunday, April 2nd, then Thursday at 6 p.m. for dinner, 7 p.m. for worship, Friday 7 p.m., Friday 7 p.m., Saturday 7 p.m., and then Easter Sunday again, 10 a.m. And that's the whole week.
That's
worth
the whole
of events.
Experience, yeah.
And then and it's a story that's told over the week.
That's right. I mean, of course, you can come as you're able, and we also.
If you miss a day, you'll catch up.
Yeah, it won't be. It won't be. Of course, I'm a bit partial. I think that I wouldn't miss it for the world. One of the things I say is the reason that I'm a pastor today is that my grandmother took me to the Easter Vigil as a small child. That was a very formative time for me, a very formative worship service, the Easter Vigil. Of course, the stories you hear as you tell your kids these stories from the Bible and so forth, so then hear them in worship and so forth. In this special worship service too, you're going to church on Saturday evening. For folks who aren't Roman Catholic, that's a different time to go to church. So
it's special.
Yeah. So for a kid, that's extra special. We get at the Easter Vigil, we hand out candles and so forth, so that because there's a service of light, we remember light and how Jesus is the light of the world and the light that conquers darkness and so forth. So
when do you pass out candles?
During the Easter Vigil, we passed out.
On Sunday, Easter Sunday?
No, on Saturday.
Oh, the Easter Vigil's on Saturday.
Yes. So Maundy Thursday is the service on Thursday evening with the potluck. Good Friday's the service, the very solemn service. And then we call it the Easter Vigil, the vigil before Easter Sunday morning, or Holy Saturday is another way of calling that. The service is a vigil service. But we do have candles that we hand out to folks and then you can blow it out or keep it lit through the rest of the service if you would like. But it's a nice reminder that Jesus is that light that shines in the darkness, that is our light guiding us forward, and so we aren't left in the dark to fumble about.
And so we have a website for the Emanuel Lutheran Church that we can show on the screen. There it is. So you can find out more about the Emanuel Lutheran Church in Fitchburg, emmanuelfitchburg.church. And you can find out information on the upcoming services and whatever things are going on and contact information.
Particularly on our website, you can learn stuff about what we do. It's a new website, so there's still some kinks to be worked out. Apologies for that. But there's stuff about our service, especially our service projects and so forth.
Like the collecting of the coats for those in need. And we have another picture where you have service people in yellow shirts.
Yes.
Maybe you could talk about some of the service projects that Emanuel does. Oh, here it is. This one.
Yeah. So this was this collection was for these were hygiene goods that went to Safe Haven Medical Outreach in Cambodia.
Oh, that's nice.
So that project there, everyone's wearing these yellow shirts. If you see here, Debbie, I also have on my shirt. You can maybe see it says God's Work, Our Hands. That's an ELCA, Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, nationwide day of service that we participated in. And so we wear these yellow shirts to show that we're doing this day of service. And there was a project that we did throughout the entire summer. We collected upwards of 500 items to send over to Cambodia for children that have some sort of disability. Actually, Safe Haven Medical Outreach was the director of Safe Haven is a member of Emanuel, so it's actually really a neat connection there. But we've also done, as we're doing again this year, coat collection for Fitchburg Street outreach. We partner, or we collect a lot of food all the time for Our Father's Table here in town. So we're constantly doing that. One thing that we're very proud of doing, we did the Super Bowl, if you will. So we collect different cans of soup for the different
Super Bowl.
Yeah, for the Super Bowl. We
have
a competition between the different teams. We have these bins in the front of the church, and then it's blessed. Of course, I like to say that the winners of the Emanuel Super Bowl are the people that receive the food that we collect. So there's many things that every month we have during a coffee hour we collect money. The first Sunday of the month, the money that's collected goes to a designated outreach endeavor. So I'm probably missing some. People would be upset with me for not naming something that we did. Well, why didn't you talk about that? It seems like one of the committees that we have that's very active is our outreach committee. So I have to say that I am very happy that, yes, indeed, what we do on Sunday morning is very central to what we are. That is the center of our life together, is worship. But we go out from our worship to go and do something with our faith, as opposed to just coming together and
volunteer service opportunities to help our community. I love it.
That's really what it's about. And it's not just Fitchburg. It's most definitely Fitchburg and local area here, but we have a global awareness
like
as well.
Cambodia.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm very proud of.
Very nice. Sounds good. So Easter, Holy Week, April 2nd, culminating in Easter, April 9th. And you can find out more right on the website.
That's right.
Okay. And it's in the newly renovated sanctuary with the brand new organ. What's the name of the organ?
It is Patrick Murphy Opus 69.
It's a very fancy organ.
Yes.
Yeah, by and this is the 69th rebuild of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had people come from all over to check it out too, so they've started to hear about it, and people are trickling in to find out about the new organ, which is really nice. We have quite an instrument. Our piano is very nice too, as you pointed out. So
the piano is very nice. It's a big baby. Is it a baby grand?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds really great when you play it with the organ too. It sounds awesome. So 1200 John Fitch Highway, Emanuel Lutheran Church. Everyone is welcome. All right.
Yep. You've been there too, so.
I have.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate being invited to your events.
Well, you're always invited. So we have. We all just check out the website and check out our Facebook page to know what's going on. So there's always something going on.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Did we cover everything?
Yeah, I think so. So do you think so?
I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. So if you're interested in Easter service, we'll see you there. And then, so we are going to take a short break, and then we're going to be back with Fitchburg State Visions. Hi. Sam Squailia here with Shara Osgood.
Hi.
And we are talking about the Low Park Chalk Art Festival that's happening Saturday, May 13th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's right. It's going to be a wonderful day for everyone to get out and be together in Low Park. We're going to be doing chalk art on the basketball court. There's going to be all kinds of entertainment and all kinds of resources that we're going to share. It's going to be really fun. I hope everybody will come out.
And people can sign up to do a piece of the chalk art that's going to be on the basketball court surface, right?
That's right. If you go to the Facebook event page for Low Park Chalk Art Festival or find the flyers that'll be all over town, there's QR codes and a link. You can go and sign up as a pro artist or as a group, a family, anybody who wants to come do chalk art.
So there's different levels.
Yeah, there's different levels. The pro artists are people who are experienced artists, and they will have larger squares to work in. They'll be submitting artwork, Our theme is community, connection, and resilience. And we're bringing all kinds of resources together. Everybody will get gift cards and various different things. We're still working on it now, but if you're interested in more information and you're not on Facebook, you can go and email lowparkchalkart@gmail.com and ask questions.
And there are going to be food trucks. It's going to be a whole day long thing, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, May 13th at Low Park, which is on Elm Street, right in front of the Fitchburg Art Museum.
Right, it's just across the street from the Art Museum and the Sundial housing. And there's a playground there, and there's community gardens. There's all kinds of things to do. It'll be a really fun day.
Sounds like a good time. All right, so email, what do we email again?
lowparkchalkart@gmail.com.
To find out more information, or go on Facebook to the Low Park Chalk Art Festival. And you'll find the event, and you'll find all the information, and you can learn to sign up, or you can just show up on Saturday, May 13th. All right?
That's right, yes.
And it's funded by the Fitchburg Cultural Council.
The Fitchburg Cultural Council. We also got funding from New View Communities, In Town Fitchburg. All kinds of organizations have been supporting us.
Like the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance.
The Fitchburg Cultural Alliance, yes.
All the arts places.
Exactly.
All right, so we will see you there Saturday, May 13th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Low Park.
Come on down.
Hi, welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I have with me members from the Fitchburg State Visions Committee, Cole McIninch and Jeff Warmouth. Nice to see you.
Great to see you, Sam.
Thanks
Nice
for
to see
coming
you.
on. So Fitchburg State University Visions is, this is something that happens every year.
That's right.
And it's a juried exhibition for
It's for the honors students. Oh, it's an honors exhibition because it is juried, and
an
so it's
honors exhibition.
Yes, so the communications media students submit their work to the jury, and then whatever comes out, those are the honorable things that get put on the wall, or they get to go up and actually show off, or show their films, or talk about their research, all sorts of things. Yeah.
So we're going to see the best of the best at the Visions juried exhibition, honors exhibition.
Yes.
Yep. That's what we hope. So the event itself is Wednesday, April 26th, and we start things off with a panel of alumni that will come and kind of talk about their experiences, followed by a gallery exhibition. So there's a gallery reception featuring typically.
And also game design.
Oh, and game design.
Yes, yes.
Game design is part of communications media.
It is, yes. So we have three majors in communications media. We have communications media as a major. We have game design, and we have digital media innovation, which is brand new.
And you're the chair of
I'm the chair of the whole department.
the whole
Yep,
department.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
And
a
so
little
this exhibition will be there'll be game design opportunities, to see things like a video of a video game or something.
Yeah. Well, so if you come to the event at 5:30 is the opening reception for the art gallery, Hammond Art Gallery, and this will include photography work, graphic design work, work from PR students, but also game design students, typically showcasing their work.
Cool.
You get to,
So you can
you get to
come
actually play
games.
them. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we could
Yep.
play.
Yeah.
We could play some of the video games that won
Yes, indeed.
the whatever.
Yeah.
What do you win?
It's a you win the ability to show your stuff off. So it becomes, it's
You win the recognition.
Yeah, we haven't thought about the whole prizes thing, but if anybody wants to contribute and donate money for prizes, it's time. No, we have so during the game design part, there's also sometimes some virtual stuff and everything, so you get to try some of the virtual interactive games. And if you see on here, there is a whole gallery exhibition of student work, and it is a little bit of everything. Sometimes the game design students actually do really amazing 3D characters as well, and those will be in the gallery, so you get to still see that. And then we have a screen when the whole Visions exhibition is not actively going on that shows shorts from all game design too. So you're going to have that in the gallery along with all of the photography and all of the graphic design work and some publications from some of the, it's not professional communications anymore, but
Oh, you're right, it is now public relations, social media, and advertising production.
right. So
This is a concentration within the communications media.
Communications media and then the
Right.
social,
And then
This is
yeah,
Right.
the public.
PRSA. Because
PRSA.
that's a mouthful to.
So the students, some of the students actually work with Fitchburg Art Museum and develop their catalogs, and they've been doing it for years. So you can actually see that they've done the catalogs. So things like that, publications the students have worked on that are in cooperation.
Those are
with-
like internships.
Yeah, it's actually just what you do in class. We try to make sure that all the students, when they're doing work, it's not just like doing work with their friends, but they're actively working with people in the community, local businesses, local artists, to try to get actual work, working with a client, having experience kind of going back and forth, negotiating what's going to work and what's not. So those projects are things that we definitely pull in to showcase the student work and the highlights of what worked.
Doing real life
Yes.
projects that
Yes.
are actually used
Yes.
in the business world.
Exactly. Yeah. The class creating client productions has been running now for about I want to say 10 or 15 years, and we've been working with the Fitchburg Art Museum. So every semester, whatever big exhibition they're planning, the students work with the art museum to do the exhibition catalog.
That sounds
you
like
can
an
have
awesome
them-
opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the
have them
things-
on the show.
You could have them on the show,
I
actually.
would love to.
So another thing is like that's part of the reason that we want to kind of be out on FATV is because we want the students to be able to kind of work with all the different businesses and the different people working in the city to make it more of a collaborative experience. So the students are getting a real life experience, but the people in the city are getting a chance to maybe have a web design set up or have graphics for their company or even have the photo students come in and do portraits or do some work for them. Because letting the students leave without ever having worked in a real field just does not serve them whatsoever. And I mean, the university is a huge part of the city. So if we can overlap that, all the better for the students and us. So.
And if we can find opportunities for, your
Yep.
students to, when they graduate, stay here and
Yes.
work here and grow our artistic and media communications abilities, that sounds all the better.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. So I mean,
We want to keep our good talent here, right?
right.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, you're poaching some good talent for FATV here.
Yeah, you have them
working
working
behind
here.
the scenes on the show.
We
so.
have a lot of Fitchburg State graduates
do.
here at FATV.
Yes.
Yeah,
We do.
we grab them in as interns from the communications media
Yep,
because
and
that's
you
what
keep
we
'em.
do here.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, we want to do more of that too. I mean, there's a lot of students who have some really great ideas and want to stay local and want to be involved in the community as well. So we would like people in the community to actually show up at Visions, meet some of the students, see the type of work that they're doing and kind of interact, whether they hire the students or ask questions or just collaborate. It's open. I don't want people to be afraid to come on campus for the exhibition because it goes all day. And you see alums that are working in major companies and major corporations all across the US that come in to come and talk. So come in and network with the students. That's really important.
And what time does it start on Wednesday, April 26th?
3:30.
3:30 p.m. That's when it
That's-
opens at the Hammond Gallery, which is
Yeah.
the big,
The main front
the
building.
main front building right on Pearl and
That's right. That's right. Yep.
North.
Pearl and North. Yep. Yep. So 3:30 is the alumni panel. 5:30 is the gallery reception and game design demonstrations.
gonna be food?
There will be
There's
food.
quite a spread of food, actually. The
quite
point
a
is.
spread.
There's a lot of cake. We always have leftover cake, so please come
And
eat
is this
the cake.
free and available to
Yes.
all in the community?
Open to the public.
Open to
Yep.
the public.
Yep, and all the spaces are handicapped accessible too. And some of the events, like the alumni panel and things, will also be ASL translated as well. So,
This is nice.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. And so following this, at 7 o'clock will be the film and video screening in Weston Auditorium, which is
Which is a little down the road.
It's a little down the road, but if you go to Hammond, there will be people directing you down.
Just-
You follow
There
the
are
balloon.
signs, too.
Walk,
Yeah.
walk, it's a 2-minute walk.
That's right.
2-minute walk,
Yep.
yes.
And that's always a big hit, right? I mean, how often do we have a film festival of innovative work here in Fitchburg?
Ah, that's true.
Some of the projects were also actually filmed in Fitchburg, so that's
Yep.
going to be kind of interesting for people. We have, it's not just all digital video. We have, I believe we have at least one student who did all film. So you get to actually watch, like you've got the whole projector up behind you watching the film. So it should be almost 2 hours, but there'll be an intermission in between. There's a lot of really, really good work. It goes between like public service announcements through documentaries to small stories, a full range of things.
Aha,
Yeah.
that sounds cool. So 7 p.m. is the movie show.
In
Yes.
Weston, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's at the Weston Auditorium.
That's right.
5:30 p.m. is the reception with food at the gallery.
At the gallery,
yep.
And then 3:30 p.m. it kicks off with the Alumni Panel,
That's
where
right.
they're going to discuss their experiences growing and going into work environments.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they can also talk about their experience at Fitchburg State and how it helped them in the environment, in the whole actual real life work world and everything too. So there's a lot of question and answer there. So even if people don't go to Fitchburg State, they can come in and like talk to people in the industry and just ask them questions about, hey, how did you get into this? How did you find? Feel free to come in and grab information while it's in town. That's fine.
That sounds like fun. And my daughter, you know, like every teenager, they just play video games all day. So
yeah.
I'd love to bring her in and
you should.
see the winning video game things that, you know, maybe get her inspired to keep going in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can just try. It's fun. There are a lot of people love to do game design. I mean, it's a lot of work to create something, but yeah, you're playing. There's nothing, I mean, there's a sense of play in there. There's a lot of work that goes into making that game work. But yeah, I like to think we have the most fun and entertaining department on campus, but I'm biased. But
Little
So?
biased.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what the music people say too.
yeah. That's right. It's a good point. It's a good point. Nothing wrong
So
with it.
this is normally a every year an event. I mean, COVID.
That's
you
right.
know.
We went
Right.
virtual for COVID, so we
Did
still
you
had
go
it.
virtual?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was
Oh,
good.
okay.
We were still there. Yeah.
So this is a yearly thing.
It's a yearly
Yes.
thing.
And when do students apply to be selected for the exhibition?
Their deadline to actually submit was just before our vacation week last week, and the actual decisions will be on the 20th. So after that, we'll get to see who's going to be in it, and we publish on the website like who is accepted and things like that.
Aha. So you get kudos.
Yeah.
So how many people, do the people that won know that they won yet?
No, but we haven't finished judging yet.
Oh, okay.
We got till Monday.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot to go through, especially with film video. That takes forever. They have to watch every single submission, the full length of each of the submissions. So that takes a little longer.
But to answer your question, yes. Today, at the time of airing of this show, they know.
Oh,
So
yes.
students
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Aha.
That's a really good point.
Very cool. So again, this opportunity is Wednesday, April 26th at Fitchburg State University, right at the Hammond Hall in the gallery there. It starts there. Then it's 7 p.m. is the festival. It starts at 3:30 p.m. at Hammond. 5:30 is the reception with food, and then 7 p.m. is the film festival at the Weston Auditorium.
got
And
it.
you'll see the best of the best.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
You got it. Come see some films, play some VR games.
Yes.
See some photography, graphic design.
Oh,
He's,
what's that
games.
thing?
So this is a custom arcade cabinet that we had made a couple years ago to showcase student games. So,
Oh, cool.
Yep. So,
So students can load their game into that cabinet.
You actually play
And then
on
you've
the little
got the-
video game cabinet. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And actually, for the from then until the end of the semester last year, we had that cabinet available at the game room in Hammond, which is right next door to the art gallery.
we
So
did that,
students
yeah.
So
actually.
students can come in and just play the new video game,
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
whatever it is.
Yep. And is the game room open to the public? I guess I should fact check
I don't
this.
know. Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
We'll have to check that one out.
Sorry.
But will there
But
be a
make
video?
friends
but
with someone
maybe-
at Fitchburg State.
Yeah, but you'll be able to see some video game stuff
Right.
at the event.
Oh, yeah.
'cause
Definitely,
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. And some of those games.
Is there like a video game category?
There is, yeah, yeah, and some of those games might be available online to play as well
that's true.
after the event. So
Oh, yeah, cool.
Stay tuned. So if you go to fitchburgstate.edu/visions, you'll get the updates
there
for
it is.
all the information.
Visions. Yeah, so you can go to that link and find all the information and more
Right.
about what we discussed today.
Yep.
And the list of the winners.
And the list of the winners.
Yep.
Yes.
So you can root on.
That's right.
It's true. You can.
You can root.
So all the moms can tell all their friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I would
fine.
brag
You would.
if my daughter won. Tell everyone.
Just get her to apply. It's totally fine. She can come visit. She can hang out.
Yeah.
Maybe she'd be interested in our game design program.
Maybe she would, but I don't know. I don't know.
You never
Jeff.
know.
I don't know what she's interested in. She's 13 now.
Everything and nothing, right?
She's not. Yeah, everything and nothing.
That's about right.
sounds
That's
about
good.
right.
Let
That's
her,
good.
let her be a kid for a little while longer, Mom.
So, are there any what are the future opportunities if we miss the Visions opportunity? When can we come in and see a gallery display of the juried winners?
Yeah. So the exhibition will be open through July. Right?
Into July, yeah.
Into
Yeah.
July. So you can come to Hammond anytime.
Is it
Monday
like
through Saturday, I believe.
Is it like
and
the second floor hallway? Is that where the things
the
are?
art gallery is there. It is on the second floor, and it's just when the building's open, the gallery is open, and so you can just walk in.
So it's the
and check it out.
Hammond Gallery.
The Hammond
You'll be
Art
able to come
Gallery.
and see a lot of the winners on display.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so we'll have photography, graphic design, and the publications, professional publications, but also there will be a screen up there showing our motion graphics students that entered and little teasers, little clips for all the game design. And a lot of them have like a little website address on the bottom. So you can go to the student's website if it is online, and that way you can also go play games later.
Motion graphics, is that like a logo, but it's like you play it in a
Yes.
video and it does things?
Yeah, I think you probably have several of them on FATV somewhere. Yeah.
I would imagine that we're super fancy like that.
Yeah, schmancy. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So logos are compositions in motion.
All
that
sorts of
sometimes with
different
type and image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Intrigued.
I pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah. It's good.
So if we miss the event, we can come into Hammond Art Gallery in the Hammond building
Yeah.
and check it out during open business hours
That's right.
of Fitchburg
right.
State University.
So if you go to the fitchburgstate.edu/visions, you'll see some like trailers and different things from previous years to kind of get an idea of what the show has. You'll see some pictures. There's just galleries of the photography and graphic design as well, so you can kind of get an idea of what types of things will be in the show.
Yeah, and we'll also make sure that the open hours of all of the events should be posted there as well, and the gallery open hours.
Yep.
So
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Did we cover everything? Is there anything else we want to add?
I
before
think that covered a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
come and
I'm
support
good.
our students and check out
Please.
Visions.
Yes. Yes. Please.
All right,
Everybody
great.
come down.
Well, I hope you got everything. So again, that's Wednesday, April 26th at Fitchburg State University in the Hammond Hall. It starts at 3:30 p.m. and it culminates with a 7 p.m. film festival at the Weston Auditorium. This is free and open to the public, so come check out Fitchburg State University students and support our community.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Co. Thanks,
Thank you.
Jeff.
Thanks, Sam.
All right, so we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back with Noel Plouffe from the Thurston Consort.
I am George Marajanian, director of the Wachusett Chess Club at Fitchburg State University. Welcome to another edition of Chess Chat.
A special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
I remember when.
Fitchburg was the smallest town in the area, but by 1835, it had grown to be the largest town. By 1840 and 50, most Fitchburg residents had become abolitionists. Another early industry in Fitchburg that still continues today is scythe making. Women used to have to spin yarn and weave cloth themselves, but now it was being made in factories, cutting down and exporting its wood to build cities up and down the East Coast, and of course, for making paper. Starting in the 1800s, the population becomes much more diverse. Fitchburg Machine Works expanded widely.
After World War II, Main Street was lively.
Hi, welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm Sam Squailia, and this last segment here, I have Noel Plouffe, from the Thurston Consort. Are you the director of the Thurston Consort? What's your title?
I am the acting executive director.
Acting executive director.
Yes, I mean, our bylaws say I don't get paid until I become executive director. So,
So you'll just remain acting till
I'll
you
just
get the
remain
funds.
acting until something happens, yeah.
All right. Then the Thurston Consort is a new group, a 501c3 group that you
We are a 501c3 group.
that you founded
Yes.
a few years ago, thanks to the Art Stewards program.
No, before that, we got this started in our first concert. I still have the poster of our inaugural concert, and in October of 2019.
Oh.
So we did the concert. We were ready to do our next season, and then came COVID.
Yeah.
So we took the year off, and then in 2021, we did studio work, and then we started doing concerts in 2022.
Yes, and I've seen the Thurston Consort at numerous events.
You have?
Yeah, including at the Shakespeare
Oh
event.
yes, you were at one
The
of those.
Shakespeare in the Park. And at a Fitchburg Public Schools Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, wow,
So
yes.
there. And but upcoming we have a big concert. The women. What's the name of that again? Can we pull up the flyer for the Thurston Consort? Yeah. So,
There it is. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, that's an old iteration of the Thurston Consort. I mean, since COVID, the Consort's gone through several iterations. Although all three of us are still in the Consort, so
Perfect.
it works.
And do we have a picture of the flyer for the women's? The special women's. There it is.
There
Can we
we
put
are.
this up on the main screen, please, Caitlin? So this is the music of 3 New England women composers.
Yes.
On Saturday, April 15th at 2 p.m. at the Rollstone Congregational Church right on Main Street at 199 Main Street in Fitchburg. It starts at 2 p.m. And so we have Jennifer Jones that I know from
Right.
Fitchburg. And who are the other women?
Well, both those women, Amy Beach and Margaret Lang, both were born in 1867.
Oh.
Amy Beach, who's the best known of all 3 of those composers, she was born in Henniker, New Hampshire, and Margaret was born in Boston.
Boston.
And I have no idea where Jennifer was born. But this would be the second project that we worked on with Jennifer, so we're pretty excited about doing her music. She was going to be here, and she certainly offers her, her apologies. But I guess something came up that she could not make it. But
So Jennifer Jones does piano composition, right?
well, that's what she writes, are piano compositions.
Okay.
And then we've, in several cases, we have transposed those into arrangements for our ensemble. We have recorded the earlier projects we had worked on with her. We had recorded one of her pieces, a piano piece called Little Motif, for cello and violin. It's just marvelous. And then there was another piece we had recorded called Dreamer's Waltz. Beautiful piece of music. It's marvelous.
And this is what Jennifer Jones wrote.
These are the Jennifers. This was we had done in 2022 recording of music of Fitchburg composers. So that's part of what I told you I wanted to talk to you about was the long and very illustrious heritage, musical heritage this city has, and that the Thurston Consort is just sort of the latest of chamber music ensembles that this city has long supported. Chamber music ensembles, what does that mean? Well, it's smaller than a orchestra, yes, so that it gives you interesting music for the evening, and we called it a consort only because the definition of a consort is left very vague. It doesn't.
So it gives you flexibility.
All kinds of flexibility. It doesn't say how many instruments are in the ensemble, nor does it say what instruments are supposed to be there, and doesn't even say what sort of musical compositions we should be performing. Although it's implied, because we have the name consort, that we do early music. And we do early music. We do a lot of early music. We did a concert of nothing but early. Well, you were there for that Shakespeare concert. That was all, pre-Baroque and Elizabethan music. It was marvelous.
Shakespearean type
very
music.
Very much so. Very Shakespearean. But the
you had that. There was some sort of metal board with a thing, right? Is that what it?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I don't. It's kind of like a kind of sounded twangy, a little bit.
A dulcimer, a mountain dulcimer.
Is that what that
is? Yes.
I know just enough to be dangerous, Noel.
Right. Well, twangy. I guess it's twangy. The thing about, that's funny. And again, that's the privilege we have, or the freedom we have, because we're a consort. The idea of playing Elizabethan music on an instrument that's purely American, there are musicians in this world that would find that to be blasphemy, but it works out marvelous. The sound of a mountain dulcimer playing the music of Shakespeare.
And at it was the Civil War. There was a Civil War Fitchburg firefighter reenactment at the cemetery.
Yeah.
There was you played at that too.
I did. I played hammer dulcimer, which is the instrument. Well, I'm right there playing it. But that's the instrument I play with the consort ordinarily, is the hammer dulcimer.
Is that like a xylophone?
Well, it is like the mountain dulcimer, the hammer dulcimer. It is a member of the zither family. It's got 62 strings strung across it. It's trapezoidal in shape. It's got 2 bridges on mine, and you just hit him with little mallets, and then depending on how it's tuned, it's what it is.
And it creates a very unique musical sound.
Oh yeah, it's a very enchanting noise or sound that it makes.
Yeah. So on for the dedication to New England women composers.
Yes.
Who is playing in the consort? Who's in the ensemble?
That's important to get to. The other thing to point out is one of the pieces of music we're doing by Amy Beach is called Romance Between Violin and Piano. We chose that piece because we wanted to feature our violinist, who's a brilliant musician. She's a principal musician with the Lexington Symphony Orchestra, and but we needed a piano player, so we have a guest artist joining us, a musician from I think he's from Lexington as well. He teaches at the Lexington Music School. His name is Paul. Come on. Paul, it'll come to me.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to me. Sorry, Paul. But he'll be playing piano. And so we'll be doing that.
So we have a
piece.
piano, violin, romance
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
composition.
Oh, yeah.
And so
it's a
kind of
gorgeous piece of music.
You'll be hearing violin and
Right,
piano, and then you have you'll be playing a dulcimer.
Yeah, I'll be playing the mountain dulcimer. We'll be doing. Amy Beach also wrote this. It's a series of sketches. I'm not sure what you would call them. They're like programmatic sketches. It's not a very racially hip name called Eskimos, but it's supposed to, to musically express life. A day in the life of an Eskimo or of
an Inuit.
Inuit, yes. Thank you for Inuit. And there's several pieces, Arctic Nights, and there's one's called Exiles. I'm not sure what that is, but it's just gorgeous music that we had transposed. Well, actually, our brilliant violinist Lisa Kemsky, she transposed it for the ensemble. So we'll be playing that, and then we'll be doing a lot of Jennifer Jones. We didn't mean to pile so much of her stuff on the program, but it was just great. And there was this one piece that she had given me, and I loved it. It is called Creepy Love.
Creepy Love?
Yes, well, that's a cool title,
I'm interested.
Yeah, well, it gets better because I'm just in a conversation with her, and she tells me, well, it's part of a triptych. I'm thinking, well, you didn't tell me that.
Triptych, what's that?
3 pieces, so it's.
So Creepy Love is one part of
that's
the 3
a part. The first part. The next part was called The Night of Creepy Love.
Oh.
And then the last piece was called Death of Creepy Love.
Ooh.
So we had to do those. We couldn't let those pass by. Yeah.
So Jennifer Jones, she writes these for piano, but your ensemble takes that composition and adds other instruments to that.
Yeah, we take the notes and we just give dole them out to other instruments.
Fascinating.
Although of the 3, the middle one, which is called A Night of Creepy Love, she composes for keyboard, and that was just impossible to transcribe into an ensemble. So Paul will be playing that on the piano.
Like a solo piano.
Like a solo, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll do the other part. And he's also going to be playing a beautiful piano piece called Prelude.
So so we have piano, violin, the dulcimer.
Let me go through everyone because it's important. And these musicians have never ceased to amaze me. On violin is Lisa Kemsky. Lisa's she lives in Air right now. Well, she lives in Air, period, and she plays violin, and she's just a brilliant musician. She teaches all over the place. She teaches the Suzuki system for little kids, teaching little kids how to play. How to play.
The music.
Yes, play the violin.
I've heard of that.
In particular, yes. But
I think Eddie Troxler told me about it.
Yes.
Yes.
But she's also a craftsman, and she does specialty bows for cellos, violins, And if you're somebody who's playing a Baroque violin and you need a Baroque bow, she's the person to go to.
Well, I guess if you play long enough, you know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And you just make it yourself.
She studied, she got certificates and all that sort of stuff. And then between myself and Lisa is Hannah Bitterman. She lives in Ashburnham, and she plays the flute.
A flute.
She specializes in an alto flute, which is pitched lower than a regular C flute, although she'll be switching instruments as the concert.
Did you say flutist or flautist?
I don't know. I think either one is acceptable. I don't know if there's a school of flute etiquette.
I'm sure there is. Noel.
But she specializes in playing the alto flute, but she plays C flute in this concert.
Alto is a high high note?
Lower.
Low,
Lower pitched,
low,
yeah.
low.
Oh, it's got this beautiful, beautiful sound to it. It's very warm and very, engaging sort of sound for a flute. But and she plays in all the. If there's a band concert in the area, she's in the flute section. She's a very, very prolific musician. And then on cello.
Ooh, cello.
Is Lori Stubbe. Lori Stubbe teaches up at cello, and she's a section leader of the Fitchburg Community Orchestra. And she teaches cello up at Fitchburg State. She teaches private lessons, and there's a couple of other orchestras she plays with. But
is cello the big one that stands up?
No, it's a smaller one. You sort of set it between your legs and play it like this.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like a big violin.
Like a big violin.
What's the big one that that has the thing that's on the ground?
It's upright bass.
Upright bass.
Yeah. But the cello is just a delightful instrument. And then next to her is, come on, Rich. Rich Gibbon. Rich Gibbon plays cornet for us. So he's our brass player.
Cornet.
Well, or a trumpet. He switches off between the two.
Trumpet is different than a cornet.
Yes.
Cornet has 4 things?
No, I'm not sure what the, the sound's different, but you would have to, have him
explain
pin you down,
the nuance.
Yeah. And I guess I said cornet because there is an early music instrument that's, like a long tube with finger holes on it called a cornet, except it's got 2 T's.
Oh, is it like a clarinet?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Except the clarinet's a reed. And this is
brass.
Yes. Well, it looks like a trumpet. A modern cornet looks like a trumpet. An old cornet looks like, like a clarinet, I guess. It's just one of those long instruments.
This sounds cool.
It is cool. But and that's the ensemble.
That's the ensemble for the women, the music of 3 New England women composers. Can we put this up on the screen one more time, Caitlin, so we can remind everyone of what we're talking about? This is the Thurston Consort in concert, presenting the music of 3 New England women composers. Saturday, April 15th at 2 p.m. at the Rollstone Congregational Church at 199 Main Street in Fitchburg. And this is free admission. However, donations are welcome.
That's right.
Yeah, and this is supported by the Fitchburg Cultural Council.
It is supported by the Fitchburg Cultural Council.
And in-town Fitchburg?
Yeah, in-town Fitchburg is part of the mix.
Uh-huh.
And, that's part of the whole purpose of the Thurston Consort was to be, the Fitchburg ensemble.
The Fitchburg ensemble.
Every city should have a chamber music ensemble.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you brought this to us.
Oh, my pleasure.
So we got to make sure that we attend the concert. How long will it be? Like 2 hours?
Oh, no.
An hour and a half?
Somewhere between an hour and a half.
Hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Closer to an hour.
Grab lunch, pop over to the concert, or pop over to the concert and get an early dinner.
Yeah,
I guess it depends.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what we're up to.
Sounds good. And do you have a website
a
Facebook? What's the website that we can find out more information?
The website is, in stunning originality, thurstonconsort.org.
Thurston Consort, CONSORT.org, to find out more information.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay.
Well, we've got like 15 seconds left. So is there one last thing that you wanted to let the people know about?
15 seconds. You're a professional, aren't you, Sam?
We're right to the end. All right. Well, thank you, Noel, for coming on and telling us more about the Thurston Consort. And thank you guys for watching at home and learning more about what opportunities there are to go do things in Fitchburg.
That's right.
All right. So we'll see you next time. Yeah. So this